Hi John, congratulations. It's a great day. We are definitely missing it. I wish we were there today. Sorry we couldn't be there there was a marriage at home, as you know about that. But we are definitely going to compensate that by having a great celebration back in Bangalore. Most of you would have already had a chance to tell them some of the good thing about John. And so there's nothing much that I'm going to talk about in that. You'll not get a person as humble and as generous as John is, and as energetic. So I'm not going to look at that aspect, but I want to share my experiment with his framework and my little association that I had with him over 10 years now. Being an aerospace engineer, my inherent DNA is all about, try it, go and experiment. And I would hear John talk about his framework and how this could, help and address the enterprise disorder. And I would go and try, and then I would realize that it's not really giving me the solutions. So my first impression would be that something that John said was not correct. Normally, we will always try to avoid if something is wrong with us. So it was easy for me to blame him. So I would go back and hear him again, thinking that he's going to say something different. And guess what? I go and hear him again, and he says the same thing. But I understand it differently because I already had 1 or 2 iterations of implementation. And I go and try it again. I'm going to fail. So I said, okay, let me go and hear him again. Maybe he will talk something different this time. And then I hear him again, and he's still saying the same thing. But guess what? I started understanding it differently. So eventually, after some time, I started to realize that it's no point trying to break his framework and try to apply that into addressing the disorder. And guess what? The day I started to understand that, I started to apply, and the kind of results I would get, it was actually exceeding all the promises I would have ever heard about enterprise architecture from his own mouth. So I would say, John, do you know, John, you're actually under-promising. What it could do to solve enterprise problem is very, very, very little what you're actually talking about. And I think with all humility at my command and my little experience and understanding of different complex systems around the world, I would say that we are really privileged and lucky that we could get an opportunity to work with and interact with people like John in our lifetime. Most of us, let me say, none of us would have had a privilege to see or interact with people like Isaac Newton or maybe people of that name, who actually understood some of the basic laws of nature and then gave us formulas which will help the society at large to create applications out of it and make the life and living better. And I think John has done something similar, where he has captured the laws of nature and trying to help and make the creation and maintenance of enterprises easier. I think the discipline, which started with a person like Peter Drucker, was taken to a completely new height by John and his work. And I think the adoption of enterprise architecture in some of the biggest as well as small organizations in the world is a acceptance of the great idea which was seeded by him and which he continued to work on for 40 years uninterrupted without losing on it. Unlike a lot of other scenarios where we see that some high-cost ideas which tend to wither with time as the users drain away, this idea has only got stronger and wider. And I think, imagine what would have happened if Newton would have got laws of motion and theory on laws of motion and didn't give us those equations. Similarly, imagine Peter Drucker gave us great theories, and I think what John has and his framework has done is that it has given us a more logical and empirical way of handling it. So I think as the generations to come, they will decipher and they will understand his value more than what I think I understand today, and several of my colleagues and friends around the world who understand today. So to this great man, on his 80th birthday, a very humble but profound acceptance And I hope the world recognizes the greatness of this person among us. And I think we are thankful to the God that we are here to see Him and walk with Him. And this is a memory that will last forever with us. I hope you could have a great day with him. And John, thank you so much for helping and mentoring us for so many years. Wish you several more decades of great happiness and great health for you. Thank you so much.